Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I am going to discuss grade 6 English medium science paper. So this is based on first chapter, Wonders of Living Organisms. So let's get started. Hope you can see the screen. Yes. So as I said before, this question is based on grade 6 English medium Wonders of Living Organisms. So you all don't need to be panicked. It's really easy paper. So let's get this challenge. Answer all questions. So let's see what is our first question is. Name two main components. So our first question is name two main components. So children, you all know what are the two main components. In the first chapter, as the first sentence says, the two main components are living things and non-living things. Okay, living things and non-living things. So the two main components are living things and non-living things. Okay, now let's see the second question. Name three categories in living things. So children, we studied the two main components are living things and non-living things. Living things is divided into three categories. So what are they? Yes, they are, if you all don't know, it's okay. You can just note it down. They are animals, plants, and microorganisms. Understood? So there are three categories in living things as animals, plants, and microorganisms. So now it's clear for you all. Components is divided into two categories as living things and non-living things. Living things is divided into three categories as animals, plants, and microorganisms. The third question. Name three examples for animals. Such a simple question. Name three examples for animals. So animals you always see in your day-to-day life. So I'll write my favorite animals. Joke. There are many animals you can write for your wish. Okay. Even if you write any other animals, it's correct because animals are simple. Okay, so name three examples for animals. Dog, goat, and cow. Now let's go to the second set of questions. Name three examples for plants. The same question. Name three examples for plants. Simple. Plants, you can write coconut tree, coconut tree. Then rose. Okay, so you can write your favorite plants. Now let's see the fifth question. Name 2 examples for microorganisms. So microorganism is a bit new for you, but I think you all know the answers. Bacteria, we can say bacteria. It is a type of microorganisms. Okay, bacteria, viruses, then algae or fungi. Yes, there are many microorganisms. You can write bacteria, virus, algae, protozoa, chlamydomonas. There are many microorganisms, but these 3 microorganisms are enough for your grade. Okay. So children, let's go to the 6th question. Define the term microorganism. So the word define mean we should say what is microorganisms. Okay, define mean they're asking to expand the information about microorganisms. Okay, the definition of microorganisms. So what is the meaning of microorganism? Yes. So children, before saying the meaning, I'll say microorganism mean they are unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular mean which have one cell, and multicellular mean which have more than one cell. Okay, so they cannot be seen by our naked eye. Okay, so we need a help of a microscope to see microorganisms. Is it clear? Yes. So let's write, define the term microorganism mean unicellular. Unicellular mean one cell. Okay, unicellular mean one cell. Unicellular or multicellular organisms. Organisms mean living things. Okay, unicellular or multicellular organisms which cannot be seen by naked eye. Naked eye means with the normal eyes. Okay, naked eye when taken individually. When taken individually. Okay, individually means when we take it separately. In a microscope, when we take it separately, we can observe microorganisms. So that's what I say. Unicellular or multicellular organisms which cannot be seen by a naked eye when taken individually is called microorganisms. Is called microorganisms. Okay, unicellular or multicellular organisms which cannot be seen by naked eye when taken individually is called microorganisms. So is it clear for you? Yes, hope it's clear. 7th one. How can we observe microorganisms? So as I said, the answers before, how can we observe microorganisms? By the use of microscope. Okay, by the use of microscope. We don't need to write like by the use of, we can just write microscope. Okay, microscope. So only with microscope only we can observe microorganisms. If not, we cannot observe with our naked eye. So that's what I said in the sixth question, unicellular or multicellular organism which cannot be seen by naked eye. Okay, so we need a help of a microscope to observe microorganisms. Next, eighth one. Define the term microscope. Define mean we need to say what is the meaning. Okay, yes. Define the term microscope. Microscope mean you know which we cannot see microorganism by a naked eye. So that we need a help of a microscope. So what are we going to write now? Yes, microscope means an instrument used to observe microorganisms. So it helps to observe microorganisms. An instrument used to observe microorganisms is called microscope. Understood? An instrument which is used to observe microorganisms is called microscope. Understood? Yes. Now let's move on to the ninth question. Name 5 characteristics of organisms. Now we studied the components have divided into living things and non-living. And then living things is divided into plants, animals, and microorganisms. And then we saw what are the examples for plants, examples for animals, and for microorganisms. Then we saw what is the meaning of microorganism and microscope. Now they are asking, name 5 characteristics of organisms. Organisms mean living things. So what are the 5 characteristics? For an example, if we take you, what are the characteristics you have? Yes, studying? No. We can say growth. You saw any other your frock or your shoes when you are smaller grades. If you have your small socks or small dresses, it is not fit for you because you have grown. Okay, growth. Nutrition. Second one is nutrition. Nutrition, growth, nutrition, movement. You show movement. Then respiration. And reproduction. Okay, so these are the 5 characteristics of living organisms, living things. These are the 5 characteristics of living things. Okay, so they are growth, nutrition, movement, respiration, and reproduction. Next one, define the term growth. Define mean, we should say what is the meaning of growth. Okay, define the term growth. So what is the meaning of growth? Yes, as I said, if you have a small frocks or small dresses which you were worn, it is not fit for you now. Why? Because you have grown. So what are we going to write? Increase in size, height, or amount is called growth. Understood? Increase in size, height, or amount. Size mean what? If you go to a shop, if you go to a dress shop, they will ask what is a size. Yes, so size mean you know what is size. Height, you all know what is. Amount also, amount mean the weight. What is the weight of you? When you were born, you are like 2 kilograms, but now you are 30. Yes, so that is mean by growth. Increase mean which we are increasing from small ascending order. Okay, increase in size, height, or amount is called growth. Okay, so let's see the 11th question. Hope you understood the 10th question. So with the hope, let's do the 11th question. Define the term nutrition. Now they are asking, define the term nutrition. What is it? Nutrition mean you all know, even for studying, even for running also you all need food. So let's say satisfying. Satisfying mean satisfying the amount of food which is given to us. It's called nutrition. So let's write. Okay. Satisfying the amount of food required means which is given is called nutrition. Understood? Satisfying the amount of food required for an organism. Let's write for an organism. It's much more clear. It's called nutrition. Satisfying the amount required for an organism is called nutrition. Okay, now let's move on to the next set of questions. Define the term autotrophic. Now we answered for the question what is the meaning of nutrition. Now they are asking what is the meaning of autotrophic. Are you autotrophic? No. But who are autotrophic? Simply plants are autotrophic because the organism means the living things which produce their own food is called autotrophic. By the way, you cannot produce your own food. So only plants make their own food. So let's write. Define the term autotrophic. So organisms which make their own food is called autotrophic. Autotrophic. Okay, so organisms mean living things which make their own food is called autotrophic. Understood? Yeah. So what is the meaning of heterotrophic? The 13th question is what define the term heterotrophic. That means what is the meaning of heterotrophic? What is the meaning of heterotrophic? Yes, we are heterotrophic. Plants are autotrophic. We are heterotrophic. Why? Because the organisms which cannot make their own food, okay, which cannot make their own food is called heterotrophic. So if we cannot make their own food, we need to depend on other organisms. Understood? We need to depend directly or indirectly in other organisms to have our nutrition. So let's write organisms which cannot make their own food is called heterotrophic. Okay, so let's write so that they depend on other animals, on other organisms. It's better, it's simple, right? Let's write other organisms directly or indirectly. Or indirectly. Okay, so organisms which cannot make their own food, so that they depend on other animals, other organisms directly or indirectly is called heterotrophic. Okay, yes. So let's move on to the next question, 14th. Name 3 categories in heterotrophic. Yes, now we saw what is the meaning of autotrophic and what is the meaning of heterotrophic. Now we are going to see what are the categories. There are 3 categories. What are the 3 categories in heterotrophic? Okay, so the 3 categories in heterotrophics are herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Okay, so these 3 categories, I think maybe you have even learned in ERA, environmental related activities. Yes, so this is the 3 categories in heterotrophic: herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Okay, now the 15th question. Define the term movement. Now they're asking what is the meaning of movement. So children, we show movement. Okay, even I move my hands and you all also move your parts of the body. But especially plants only show movement because plants cannot show locomotions. Locomotion means animals moving from one place to another. Yes, you never stay from one place and shake your bodies. You go from one place to another. Plants is not like that. If you have a mango tree at home, it doesn't walk and go to the next house. Yes, it will be. So the term of movement differ to plants. Okay. So define the term movement means plants show movement Okay, plants show movement by moving their parts of the body. Okay, so let's write plants showing movement, plants showing movement by moving their parts of their body is called movement. I agree. Even animals or humans also show movement, but the nice example is plants because they doesn't show locomotion. Okay, so here they have mentioned plants. Plants showing movement by moving their parts of the body is called movement. Okay, yeah. Now let's go to the last set of questions. 16th one. Name two plants who show movement. Yes. So they're asking two plants who show movement. So have you seen Caesaspenia? The plant Caesaspenia also show movement, and also Albacea. Okay, let's write. And Caesaspenia. Okay, and Caesaspenia. Albacea and Caesaspenia are the two plants who show movement. Not only them, all the plants show movement, but Albacea and Caesaspenia are the best examples. Now, let's see to the 17th question. Define the term locomotion. Yes, as I said before, locomotion means plants doesn't show locomotion, so that animals only show locomotion. Even we human also belong to animals category. Okay, so animals moving from one place to another is called locomotion. Okay, so let's write. Animals moving their body. No, animals moving their body from one place to another. Yes, it's correct. Animals moving their body from one place to another. Called locomotion. Okay, animals moving their body from one place to another is called locomotion. Okay, yes, it's very clear for us the meaning of locomotion. So what are the question is not in my slide, but I'm asking, what are the three animals who show locomotion? Yes, we can say your pets, animal, like dog, lion. Lion is not your pet, but you can say lion. Monkey. Yes, monkey. Yes, it is a good example. Monkey. They move from one place to another. Yes, from one branch of the tree to another branch. Okay. So it's clear, much more clear. With the hope, I'll move on to the 18th question. Okay. 18th question is define the term respiration. Before saying the meaning, I'll be typing it. Okay, after that I'll be saying the meaning. Oxygen. Okay. Oxygen in the air oxygen in the air once breathed in oxygen in the air once breathed in reacts with the food stored in the body stored in the body and produce energy is called respiration. Yes. So what does it mean? Yes. So oxygen in the air. In the air, we have plenty of gases, but the oxygen is the air which we breathe in. Okay. So oxygen in the air, once breathed in, okay, inhaling, it is called breathed in. Reacts mean which show any other chemical changes with the food stored in the body. You know, in our body the food is stored. Okay, so in our body food is stored. So when the air in the atmosphere, that means the oxygen in the atmosphere is inhaled, it produces energy with the food which is stored in our body. Is called respiration. Okay, children? Yes? Did you understand very well? If you can't, just comment me in the comment section. I'll be answering for all the comments. Okay. Next one, 19th question. Define the term respiratory movements. So children, respiratory movements. So you know what is the meaning of respiration? Yes, you know what is the meaning of respiration. Respiratory movement means, you know, when we are respirating, we inhale, exhale. Yes, this is inhale, this is exhale. Okay, so when inhale and exhale are just move up and down. If you can't see it clearly in this video, you can just go to in front of the mirror and you can check. Inhale, the chest move up. Then when we exhale, the chest move down. Okay, so when the chest is moving up and down, because of the process in respiration, like inhaling, exhaling, this respiratory movement, this is called respiratory movement. Okay, again I'll explain you. When the process of inhaling and exhaling, that means, okay, inhaling and exhaling, our chest move up and down. Our chest move up and down. This process is called respiratory movement. Okay, so let's write. while the process of respiration by the process of respiration, our chest moves up and down, moves up and down due to the process of while respirating, while respirating. While respiration, our chest move up and down due to the process of inhaling and exhaling. Okay, while respiration, our chest move up and down due to the process of inhaling and exhaling is called respiratory movement. Clear? Yes, while respiration. Yes, while we are respirating, our chest move up and down due to the process of inhaling and exhaling. It is called respiratory movement. Okay, yes. Now we are in the last question, 20th question. Define the term reproduction. Yes. So children, before typing, I'll say reproduction means a mature species. Yes, mature species. What is the meaning of mature species? Yes. If we just think about a dog, yes, a small puppy can't give a birth. Yes, it's practical knowledge. A small puppy cannot give a birth, but a mature puppy, when we think not a puppy, a mature dog, it can give a birth. Okay, so that is what we are saying, a mature species. Okay, a mature species gives birth, okay, which is give birth to the same species. Okay, the same species means when dog reproduce, it gives birth to a puppy. It doesn't give birth to a kitten. Okay, so it's common sense. So dog, that means, sorry, the same species give birth. Okay, so a mature species which give a birth to the same species is called reproduction. Okay, so let's type. A matured give birth to a matured, sorry, a matured species give birth to the same species. Yes, same species is called reproduction. Reproduction. Understood? Yes, a matured species give birth to same species is called reproduction. Okay, so that's all questions. Now let's revise it again. Okay, the first question is name two main components. So children, the components is divided into two categories as living things and non-living things. Then the second question says name three categories in living things. Okay, so living things is divided into three categories as animals, plants, and microorganisms. Then they're asking name three examples for animals. It's simple. You can give any examples for animals. And name three examples for plants. You can give any examples for plants. Next one. Name three examples for microorganisms. You should study these microorganisms because that is a bit new for you. So bacteria, viruses, algae. So these three I have given in the slide, but you can even write protozoa, fungi, then chlamydomonas. Yes, you can write those examples, but for now, these three examples are better. Okay. Next one, define the term microorganisms. Microorganisms mean unicellular or multicellular. Unicellular mean which contain the organism, the living things which contain one cell, and the living things which contain many cells, more than one, many cells like us, which cannot be seen by, okay, which cannot be seen by naked eye. Naked eye mean which are normal eye, which we cannot see. Okay, when taken individually mean when we are taken individually. Okay, so the term for microorganism is unicellular or multicellular organisms which cannot be seen by naked eye when taken individually. Okay, now let's see the seventh question. How can we observe microorganisms? So microorganisms can be only observed by microscope. It is better if you give the word compound microscope. Compound microscope. Okay, it is really advanced. Compound microscope. Okay, how can you observe microorganism? By compound microscope. Then define the term microscope. They're asking what is the meaning of microscope. So microscope means it is an instrument which is used to only observe microorganisms. Okay, so it is the instrument which is used to observe microorganisms. Then name 5 characteristics of organisms. Organisms mean living things. Okay, so 5 categories that mean growth, nutrition, movement, respiration, and reproduction. Okay, once again, growth, just repeat after me. Growth, nutrition, movement, respiration, and reproduction. Yes, so these are the 5 categories of an organism. Then define the term growth. So they're asking what is the meaning of growth. That means an organism which is increased by size, height, or amount is called growth. Then define the term nutrition. Okay, satisfying the amount of food. Satisfying the amount of food which is required for an organism is called nutrition. Okay. Then 12th one, define the term autotrophic. Okay, first of all, we we discussed about what is the meaning of growth and what is the meaning of nutrition. Now, nutrition is divided into autotrophic and heterotrophic. If you see my previous video, I have uploaded this. Okay, you can study and do this discussion. So define the term autotrophic. Autotrophic means the organisms which can only produce their own food. So only plants reproduce. Okay, if you want, you can write Within brackets, you can write plants. Okay, so plants is the one who produce their own. Then heterotrophic, define the term heterotrophic. Organisms which cannot make their own food is called heterotrophic. So that they depend on other animals directly or indirectly. Okay, other organisms directly or indirectly. It's called heterotrophic. Okay, so next one, 14th question. This heterotrophic is divided into herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Okay, so children, you know what is the meaning of herbivores? Yes, I'll just simply discuss about it. Herbivores mean it is not for the question. It is not the answer for the question. If you want, you can write for your memories. Okay, herbivores. Herbivores mean the animals. Okay, only animals belong to, no plants. Okay, so the animals which only eat, the animals which only eat plants. Okay, the animals which only eat plants is called herbivores. Which only eat plants. Okay. So the animals which only eat plants is called herbivores. Then carnivores. Yes, animals which only eat other animals' flesh. Yes, without saying other animals, we can say other animals' flesh. Okay, right now, for your reference, animals which only eat other animals flesh. Okay, flesh. So animals only eat other animals' flesh is called carnivores. Okay, now let's discuss about omnivores. Omnivores mean animals which eat both plants and animals. Yes, both are plants and animals. Like us. Even we also eat only plants. Not only we eat plants, not only we eat animals, we eat both. So therefore, we belong to omnivores category. Okay, so we are animals which only eat, not only, which eat both plants, animals, plants and animals. Okay, so the omnivores mean animals which eat both plants and animals. Okay, so now it's clear the categories of heterotrophic is herbivores, carnivores, and omnivores. Herbivores mean the animals only eat plants. Carnivores mean the animals only eat other animals' flesh. Omnivores mean animals which eat both plants and animals. Okay, yes. Now let's get to the 15th question. Define the term movement. Yes, all animals also shows movement, but plants showing movement by moving their parts of the body is called movement. Okay. Next one. Name two plants who show movement. Okay, so there are some plants who show movements. There are many plants The albacea and caesaspenia is different. Yes, if you see my previous video, I have included albacea and caesaspenia is different. Okay. Yes, so it's better to write albacea and caesaspenia. Next one, 17th question. Define the term locomotion. Define the term locomotion. That means animals moving their body. Animals moving their body from one place to another is called locomotion. Next one, respiration. Respiration means, you can see, respiration means once oxygen in the air, once breathed in, react with the food stored in our body and they produce energy. It's called respiration. Okay, this is important. Okay, to study this, it's really important. I have seen in all the papers there is a question called define the term respiration. Okay, so you better study what is the meaning of respiration. Okay, then define the term respiratory movement. So as I said before, when we inhale, our chest goes up. When we exhale, our chest goes down. This process is called respiratory movement. So we should say, while respiration, our chest move up and down due to the process of inhaling and exhaling. It's called respiratory movement. Okay, next one, the last question. Define the term reproduction. Yes, a mature species. Yes, normal, even a puppy or you will give a birth. Yes, a mature species which gives birth to the same species. Yes, your mommy gives a birth same to a human. Yes, same like a dog also give a birth to a puppy. So it is called same species. It's called reproduction. Okay, so that's all, dear children, for these some questions. So thank you so much for your contribution to make this paper discussion a success. So I'll be meeting you in my next paper discussion video. So until then, stay home and stay safe.